Gypsum is the new currency introduced into New World, which is the most meaningful or reliable way of improving your expertise day to day. Some people have been calling it a daily grind, which I suppose in a certain way it is. There are 8 different ways. That really took some effort. 8 different ways to obtain it, and when you first start looking at it, it's kind of a bit overwhelming about where you should start and what exactly you need to do. I want to go through every type of gypsum and rank it in a tier list, not only in how easy it is to obtain in itself, but also in the other benefits you can get whilst you're working for that gypsum, whether it be improving your expertise in other ways, farming gold, that kind of thing. If we haven't met before, I'm ActusXD, you're lovely. Before we get started, comment down below what your favourite gypsum to get every day is, or what you think is the easiest, and then if we get to the end of the video and your opinion has changed, then reply to yourself. Let's get stuck straight into it. If you need to reference at any point, then just look above my shiny bald head. That's what each of the gypsums are and do. But I'll explain as we go through. I don't think there's going to be too much anticipation for what is going to be in the S tier as number 1 position, which is going to be diamond. It is the easiest to obtain gypsum you could possibly imagine. All you need to do is every day during the winter convergence event, which is running until the 11th of January, is log in and visit 3 trees, which are in cities. That's literally all you need to do. AGS has said that they want it to require about 35 expertise bumps to get a gear slot from 500 to 600. I think there's something like 26 days in the winter convergence event, so if you do it every day, you're going to be most of the way from getting 1 slot from 500 to 600. Moving now to the other end of the scale, and I want to take a look at Topaz gypsum. Now, I think this one might be a little controversial because my opinion is perhaps a bit tempered by my experience. But for those who don't know, to obtain Topaz gypsum, you need to drink a Topaz attunement potion, which is crafted at any tier 5 camp. To do so requires one of each bugs and stuff that sit on the logs. You drink that once a day, and then you need to go and kill any level 55 or higher mob in the world, and it has a chance of dropping Topaz gypsum. Now, in my server at least, the mats to get these bugs are quite expensive, and I have had several experiences where I've popped one before corrupted portals, I've popped one before a world tour, I've popped one before I've gone out and just killed mobs in the world myself, and I have not been able to get my 10 topaz in the 1 hour. I know other people have, and they find it a lot easier, but for me, I'm putting it as a definite D tier. It couldn't suck any more in my experience. And what's this? A late entrance to the S triple plus tier? That's right, liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell is the ultimate thing that you can do for your IRL expertise. Let's talk now about Amethyst. Amethyst is obtained from breach caches, and nwdb.info informs me that you have a 50% chance of obtaining a piece of Amethyst gypsum from a minor breach, and a 100% chance of obtaining it from a major breach. However, you can only obtain them from level 60 plus corrupted portals. It takes quite a bit of time to get them. It's not the quickest one that you can get. However, the thing that makes me want to contemplate this one as being rated higher is a number of reasons. Number 1, whilst I said diamond is incredibly easy to get, it's made even easier if you can just teleport all around the world, or fast travel I mean, all around the world to obtain or to get to the present trees, which requires Azoth. The best way to get Azoth is to do corruption portals. So you're going to need the Azoth to teleport around the world, so therefore that gives it a little boost in my eyes. The second reason is that you get corrupted slivers or fragments out of corrupted portals, which you need to craft tuning orbs for the 2 expeditions. So for those reasons, as well as corrupted caches having their own chance to boost your expertise just on their own without using the gypsum, then I rate the Amethyst as an A tier gypsum farm. The reason it doesn't get S is because it can take a little while and you need a big group. Next, let's talk about Citrine gypsum. I'm having a great time pronouncing all of these different forms of gypsum, by the way. Citrine gypsum comes from the final, or the only boss in the arenas that are level 60 content. Of course, everything's level 60 content. Doing an arena gives you a guaranteed expertise boost or bump from just defeating the boss itself, and then you get 1 per day. The first 1 per day, 1 per the first day. The first 1 per day that you do will give you a citrine gypsum, which you can use at the kiln to turn into a gypsum cache of your choosing. Pretty good. 2 expertise boosts for the price of 1. You'd think this would be heading up straight to sort of like S or A tier. However, I don't quite think so, and my reasons for it are thusly. Number 1, it can be failed, so you can try and put your time investment in and lose. Number 2 reason is because you need a group of 5 people to do it with you, which can be difficult to find if you're trying to do it with a group of friends and you don't have 5 friends, or you're having to struggle to find a specific group. In my opinion, it's a lot harder to get a specific group for an expedition or an arena than it is to try and jump in a corrupted portal or a cache run. So those 2 factors, combined with the fact that you need a tuning orb. Are they called tuning orbs for arena? I think so. You need a tuning orb to get in, which are quite expensive. So for those reasons, I rate Citrine as being a B tier. It's not the kind of thing that you can just log in, jump in a group, and go and smash out during the day. However, if you A, have a lot of gold, B, have a lot of friends, tell me what's that like? How do you do that? No, but then I think you would start to see it moving up. Closely related in my mind to Citrine is Sapphire Gypsum, which is exactly the same thing as Citrine, except instead of arenas, it's expedition. So Genesis Garden of Genesis, and Lazarus Instrumentality, the final bosses of those, both drop 1 Sapphire. You need 1 Sapphire Gypsum to create an orb. It's a guaranteed boost. So basically the same thing as Citrine, but it's for expeditions rather than arenas. So does that affect my analysis much, or are we just whacking this straight in B? Well, I'm actually going to put it down in C. Well, hang on, calm down. Just hear me out. The reason that I think that it goes in C is, I mean, the same reasons still apply as to what we spoke about in terms of Citrine. You need a group, it's challenging and it can be failed, although it's more difficult to fail at an expedition than it is to fail an arena. It costs gold to get in. But the reason I bump it down is 2 reasons. Number 1, it takes a lot longer than an arena, and whilst I do concede that you have a chance, or you are going to get more expertise bumps because each boss in Genesis and Lazarus both give guaranteed bumps, and you get more chances from mini bosses and from caches. It takes longer than just logging in and going to smash out an arena, and the cost of admission is a lot higher. On my server, just to buy into a group, if you don't have your own orb, is about 2,000 gold. In my view, that's an expensive way to increase your expertise when you're comparing it to things like Diamond and Amethyst, which are just things that you don't have to spend a brass razoo on. So for those reasons, I am popping Sapphire down in C tier. Let's talk now about Emerald Gypsum. I know here in my little thing and above my head here it says you need 2 of them for an orb. That is incorrect. You need 1. You get an Emerald Gypsum every time you get, or the first time each day, you get a third of a profession skill. Now, Actus, you say, why do you do that? Aptitude levels are quite difficult to get. Wrong. Aptitude levels are very easy for cooking. Well, at least on my server. You can buy the cooking mats extremely cheaply. It only takes something like, I don't know, there's an exact number and I don't know it because I'm not very smart, but under 100 hearty meals to tick an aptitude level 1/3 of the way. Bam, that's an instant emerald. You can log in, buy the mats, create your emerald gypsum instantly for a little bit of gold, but nothing like what we're talking about in terms of Citrine or Sapphire, and it's a free gypsum boost. That is the end of the S tier entries for this tier list ranking, so don't hold your breath that Obsidian and Ruby are going to come out of the gates and knock into that tier. The only S tiers in my view are Diamond and Emerald. Obsidian is one of those ones that you sort of accrue naturally if you're doing world tours or chest runs. You need 3 to create an orb, and they dropped from named level 60 or higher elite mobs in the world only. So not from expeditions, not from arenas, not in Outpost Rush, but only in the world. Level 60 or higher, and as long as they have a specific name, then they have a chance to drop them. About an 80% drop chance. So if you have time to, after you've done the other chores that you want for the day, and I don't say that pejoratively, I just mean things that you log in to do, if you have time to do a world tour, you're going to get your Obsidian Gypsum without really ever specifically going out and targeting it. If you do a world tour where you go and do a Siren's Run or Imperial Palace, anything like that, you're going to knock out your 3 Gypsum relatively easily. So for that reason, I put it up into B tier. Why doesn't it go higher, say into A? Well, the reason is because it takes additional time, much like Amethyst does, but it doesn't quite give the same rewards anymore. Since the expertise system came into play, the chance to get expertise boosts or bumps from named world bosses or chests in the world has been reduced. So you're not quite doubling up on your other benefits the same way as you are with Amethyst. You do still have a chance, and you can also obviously get really lucky and find rare trophy materials, all that kind of thing, but it doesn't give you the same guaranteed rewards in terms of slivers, Azoth, and also a chance at boosts as Amethyst. And in my opinion, it can take a bit longer to find a group and get the group started and then successfully run through the whole area. But it's pretty close. You could pretty easily put Obsidian up into A happy if you were more generous than I am, but I'm not, so... Now, I've left this last one till last. What? That's an accident. I didn't mean to put that there. I'll just drag it around for now. I've left Ruby until last because for those who have watched videos of mine or the stream in the past, you'll know that I absolutely suck at PvP. So it's kind of difficult for me to be totally unbiased in this one because I go into Outpost Rush and get my butt cheeks handed to me for however long the damn thing takes to end, and then I leave feeling defeated with 50% of the orbs that I need to create a gypsum orb, knowing I have to go back in and have it happen all over again. So I've tried to take off my hating sucking at things hat and be objective about rating Ruby. So I know that for some people they absolutely love PvP and it's the reason they're playing the game, and for those people just whack it straight into S tier because you're going to be doing Outpost Rush anyway, it's guaranteed and you have a great time. Other people like me, it goes down into D tier, so what's the fairest thing to do? Put it in the middle. There we go, I saved myself a difficult decision. No, but really I think when you look in the grand scheme of things, when we're considering all these other ones, we're rating other benefits that they give and the chance for other things. Outpost Rush can take about 30 minutes per one, say on average, perhaps slightly less, which means about an hour's time investment every day. You are getting a bit of Azoth, a bit of gold, and a chance at an expertise boost in your cache since 1.2, but it is a significant time investment. So, I mean, Ruby's kind of one that you can move around depending on your own opinion or position on PvP in the game. If you don't suck, then you might like it quite a bit more than me. That is the end of our gypsum rating tier list. If you don't agree with any of the positions, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think should go where and why. If you do agree, then leave a comment telling me I'm the greatest bald idiot that's ever existed and you are going to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification extra hard. In the meantime, we miss you in the Discord, so get in. Thank you very much for watching this tier list, and you will see me in the next video, or the live stream, or on Discord. Thank you, I love you, and remember,